Hi, Wesley.
Thank
you. Good, and you? Congratulations, and thank you for being with us at TMEA for the introduction of the new Muse clarinet. So we're going to be saying a few words, introducing the instrument today. And the direction for this instrument was definitely to go for a free-blowing clarinet, a very free-blowing. So the work that's been done on the Muse first, when you want to have a free-blowing instrument, obviously you work on the bore of the clarinet to have less volume of air to have to move within the instrument. So, well, as an example, in the development of the clarinet, first we went on this very small bore, so that was kind of too drastic, and as a result, the sound of the instrument was kind of not interesting enough. So it was very, very free-blowing, but not interesting enough. So we had to work again on the bore until we find a point where we kept the feature of the instrument being very free-blowing, but with a great sound quality. So that's the first two steps you work when you design an instrument.
First of all, my name is Wesley Ferreira, and I'm the clarinet professor at Colorado State University, and I've been with Selmer since 2013 when I moved over to the privilege instrument. So it was a great desire of mine as being part of the team to develop the Muse, to have this, as Stéphane mentioned, this free blowing quality, but it's really this ease of playing. So, you know, as clarinet players, as wind players, of course, the most important thing that we do is what we do with our air. And so it's my philosophy we shouldn't have to work hard. Playing the clarinet's hard enough, but we shouldn't have to work hard to create, in terms of a physicalness, you know, with our muscles, to create the quality of sound we want. It really should be with this free-blowing air. And so that was a great desire of mine. And so this instrument has that. And, you know, we've gone through various prototypes and models, as Stéphane mentioned, but this ease of playing in every register, in the uniformity of playing, which I think, as you were talking about, all of the dimensions in the bore, inside the bore, is a highlight of the instrument. Not just the clarity of sound, the ease of playing, but this great uniformity. The same feeling that I get in the 𝘔𝘠𝘠𝘀 register, I get in the clarion register, I get in the altissimo register. And to not have to adapt and make these quick changes is actually a real revelation. To not have to be adjusting so much. It gives you this great freedom, this quality of just, and that's part of the ease of play. It's not just a response that you'll feel, this ease of play, but it's the ease of play you get mentally, psychologically, because you're just playing the same throughout the range of the instrument. So that's, you know, speaking to what you were mentioning. It's an instrument that projects. It's an instrument that I find this ease of projecting, the ease of play. It's also an ease of projection. It's got these nice overtone qualities, matching with, you know, the full spectrum of sound. So that's something that I really appreciate. And also in some of the traditional areas of clarinets that people are used to, the clarinet not really resonating, the throat tone area, it's just incredible pop. So one of the things that I kept talking to you, Stéphane, about was wanting this pop in the sound, this ease of play, but that it really projects, and you can really feel and hear your sound projecting in any place that I play. So even in a room that doesn't have great natural acoustics, I really can hear this sound still carrying in the room. So, you know, the quality of sound, this richness, this sweetness in the, as I mentioned, the overtone, there's sweetness up there, and it's something I really like. One of the things that I think Selmer is known for is the intonation and the quality of the intonation, the uniformity of the intonation. And that's something that I felt that the team did even better on the Muse, because every note is in its proper position. Every note just feels, in terms of the intervals, in terms of the spacing within reason, just feels really, it's what you would expect. As you're listening, hearing ahead, thinking this is the pitch I should expect to hear here, it's there. Again, that gives me, as the player, just a freedom. I don't have to overthink. I don't have to adjust. You know, I know it's going to be there, and it's reliable. So, again, as we were going through the different stages of prototypes, as a player who's giving feedback, I'll say one of the real exciting parts of being part of this project was that I would send you, here's my information. I think this note's a little bit off. This note maybe is and every prototype would come back better, to the point where when the final product came, I almost couldn't believe it. I actually almost couldn't believe how centered every note was in terms of pitch. It's just a revelation for sure. I moved when I moved over to the Privilege in 2013, that I was coming from, of course, another instrument, but I found that adaptation very easy, very quick. And as Stéphane said, anyone picking up a Selmer now, especially with the Présente and the Privilege and now the Muse, will feel that comfort level. Not only that, the keys are just a great quality. I mean, you really feel it in the movements. And so, you know, that's something I always tout. And as I'm experiencing players playing Selmer for the first time myself, the key work is always something that they say, oh, this feels good, this is easy to play, I could play this right now.
Evolution technology was introduced by Selmer in 2019, and it's available on all our Pro horns. And the technology consists of inserting a resin on the top half of the upper joint, where if you have a problem with your instrument due to the variation of temperature, humidity, the wood being natural can sometimes have problems in bore size or even small cracking sometimes, depends where you live also, how you set your AC, etc. So we developed this technology which really reduces a lot the problem that you can get, and many musicians come back to us saying that they feel the instrument is very reliable, and it helps them in the playing, because you get to travel as a musician a lot, and the instrument can suffer. So with the Evolution technology, this resin will make the bore waterproof with no exchanges of humidity or temperature between the wood inside and outside of the instrument, so which is really great. And the Muse is the first instrument Selmer Paris has been designing with the Evolution technology from the very beginning of the first prototypes. And so the Muse is available with the Evolution technology, and I think that's a great step up for pro clarinets too. Do you want to comment on this, Greg?
I think that's an important thing that Stéphane just mentioned, that this instrument was designed from the very beginning with the upper joint, with the Evolution. And so it was fully integrated into the design and the concept of sound and the intonation. So as players, we're going, I live in Colorado, it's a dry climate, but no matter where you live, you're probably going from a drier climate, air conditioning. Or you're to a separate home, to a school. Sometimes in the winter there's the heat, it can cause that dryness, and flying, of course, puts the clarinet under different pressures. But as we're playing, I find that now that I have that Evolution system, I just worry less. So we talked again about this ease, this psychological ease, that as I'm playing, I still find myself sometimes, you know, checking the upper joint for cracks. It's become sort of a habit. You know, you check as you're putting things away. It's so I have this ease now. And also I should say that Evolution technology, a colleague of mine, Josh Gardner at Arizona State University, did this comparison analysis between a clarinet, a Selmer clarinet that had the Evolution upper joint, and the clarinet that did not. And through the analytics, there was actually no change in sound. It's indiscriminate whether you could tell what one was the upper joint Evolution, one was the upper joint all 𝘔𝘓𝘴. And so that's an important thing to know, that it really is. To me, as I'm playing, it feels like a clarinet, sounds like a clarinet. And again, that ease of not having the upper joint crack, not worrying about that, is important.
The name Muse was the idea to inspire musicians, and we thought it would be a nice thing that the instrument becomes the muse of the musician and help them to put out the word that they have to put in the world. And there's a nice little addition to the instrument. When you get a Muse, you receive also this inspirational music notebook. We worked with 𝘠𝘠𝘍𝑚 to design this book, because not only you can write music and write notes, of course, that's expected from a notebook, but on the very beginning of the notebook, for the 21st pages, you have some guides and recommendation to start writing your own words and writing your own music. So that goes into the inspirational idea behind the concept of the Muse also. Thank you, Wesley, for today. Do you have anything to add? Are you a happy musician with the Muse?
I will just say I think the Muse was a perfect name for the instrument. One of the things, when I first got the final version, I told Stéphane, this is a Muse because it inspires you to play. I didn't want to put it down, and I was looking forward to putting my instrument together. And what a gift that is in an instrument, to have something that you want to put together, you want to play, you enjoy playing, and you don't want to put it down. We should all be so lucky.